exploring how innovative energy solutions can benefit the underserved communities here in Mindanao. And we will also understand how these solutions connect with our Christian values, how we can care for creation and each other.
Exactly, Rhiana. I'm Even, and I'll be guiding us through today's discussion. We're focusing on how values like justice, equality, and responsibility can really shape our choices when it comes to energy. Clean, affordable energy isn't just about technology or infrastructure. It's about ensuring we all have access to basic resources and a healthier future.
That's so true, even. And we're lucky to have a fantastic lineup of guests to help us unpack these topics. We have Cassandra Bagalor, who shares some theological insights, Josh Andre Concepcion, who'll discuss the sacred axis and how it applies to energy, James Dolores, bringing his perspective on moral and ethical responsibility, Janelle Bianca Gavina, who'll walk us up through the technical aspects of clean energy, Ray Margaret Lee, who'll talk about natural law and our duty to future generations, and RV Ranciego, who'll discuss how discipleship connects to clean energy.
It's a great team, and we're excited to get started. So let's dive right into the core issue: how energy challenges are affecting
For
Mindanao.
our first guest, we have Josh Andre Concepcion.
Hello everyone.
To get things started, let's talk about the energy landscape here in Mindanao. Many remote communities still rely on diesel generators, which are not only costly but also environmentally harmful. And that's just the start. The lack of stable, clean energy affects so many areas of life. So, how can we move toward more sustainable solutions like solar grids, wind power, and other renewables?
So that's an important question, Rhiana. In my research on the energy situation in Mindanao, I came across the concept of sacred axis, which is all about using resources fairly and with justice. Jesus taught us compassion and fairness. Applying these values here means that ensuring that everyone has access to clean and affordable energy. It's not just an environmental matter, it's about social justice.
Josh, I like how you bring justice into the conversation. Can you expand on how energy inequality affects communities in Mindanao, both socially and economically? And how can we keep justice as our guiding principle when looking for solutions?
Absolutely, Evan. When communities don't have reliable access to energy, they're often stuck in a cycle of poverty. Without electricity, they will struggle with things like education, economic development, and healthcare. So justice isn't just a concept here, it's a real practical need. Addressing this gap can help lift communities out of poverty, but it has to be done in a way that's fair for everyone, and it can benefit everyone, and are not just the privileged few.
It's clear that justice plays such a big role, and this brings up to our next point: how affordable and clean energy is more than just a technical solution. It's part of our responsibility as people of faith and as global citizens. That's all for our first guest speaker. Now, let's proceed to our second guest speaker, Cassandra Bagalor. One of the global initiatives tackling this issue is the UN's Sustainable Development Goal 7, affordable and clean energy for all. This goal is about making sure everyone has access to sustainable energy, and it ties in well with Christian teachings on stewardship and care for creation. Providing clean energy isn't just a challenge for engineers, it's a moral and spiritual commitment to our planet and to each other.
Absolutely, Rhiana. When we talk about clean energy, we're talking about justice, equity, and responsibility. Providing reliable, clean energy to underserved areas promotes environmental sustainability and social equality. Here in Mindanao, for instance, having consistent access to energy can mean the difference between communities that thrive and those that struggle. It's truly a matter of justice.
And from a theological perspective, we have the responsibility to care for creation. God calls us to be the stewards of His creation. So it's all about making sure that everybody has the resources, everybody's resources are available. Clean energy is a part of this. It's all about ensuring that we share God's gifts responsibly and compassionately.
That's a powerful point, Cassandra. So, how do we take these ideas of Christian morality and actually put them into practice when it comes to energy?
It's all about creating systems and policies that reflect on compassion and justice. For example, investing in renewable energy in rural areas. It's not just a green choice, but it's also a compassionate one. It reduces the environmental harm, it brings in economic benefits, and it also addresses the energy inequality. By aligning our actions with our values, we make sure that we're not just speaking about justice, but we're also living it.
That's such a beautiful connection, and it really brings us to our next point: how the Bible's teachings can guide our energy consumption today. For our second guest speakers. Now, we have our third guest speakers, Janelle Bianca Gavina and Ray Margaret Lee.
In the Bible, we're reminded to be stewards of God's creation. In Genesis, we're told to tend and keep the earth, which speaks directly to this idea of stewardship. Responsible consumption is about using resources wisely, not only for our own benefit but for the sake of the future generations. With energy, that means making choices that will preserve the planet for those who come after us.
Additionally, from a technical angle, renewable energy sources like solar and wind are essential to this idea of stewardship. By transitioning to cleaner options, we reduce our reliance on non-renewable sources and protect the environment. For Mindanao, this could mean a stable, clean power source that supports the development, especially in rural areas, and gives everyone a fair shot at growth.
Exactly, Janelle. Stewardship isn't just about conservation. It's about ensuring everyone has the resources they need to thrive. Investing in renewable energy, let us protect creation and empower communities at the same time.
That's such a relevant takeaway, and it really brings us to our last key point: personal responsibility and the role we each play in this larger picture. Now, we have RV Rhiana's Lego, who will discuss how discipleship connects to clean energy.
So, hello everyone. As Christians, discipleship means taking responsibility for our actions, and this includes how we use energy. It's not just a spiritual matter, but a practical one too. Each of us can actually make a difference, whether it's by reducing our own energy use or supporting the shift to renewables. Some actions can add up and make a real impact on both the environment and well-being of others.
Yes, RV, our choices in energy consumption may really reflect to our commitment to justice and compassion. Every conscious choice we make, like conserving energy, supporting clean energy projects, or encouraging policy changes, is a way to live out our faith. It's a shared responsibility, but it begins with us.
So, what are some practical steps we can all take to support clean energy initiatives here in Mindanao?
There are plenty of simple actions that go a long way. You can switch to energy-efficient appliances, support local solar initiatives, or advocate for policies that promote renewable energy. For communities still relying on diesel, even small solar grids could be a game changer, offering clean, affordable energy and helping to break that cycle of dependency on costly fuels. Supporting these efforts isn't just about technology. It's about being part of a larger movement for justice and sustainability.
These are all actionable steps, and it's encouraging to think that by making small changes in our lives, we're part of something much bigger. It's a reminder that everyone has a role to play.